Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss an issue that if the assessee enters into any transactions which are related to the hedging transactions to cover up the foreign exchange transactions, and if any loss or expense is booked by the assessee, so whether this loss is a speculative or not according to section 43 subsection 5. This issue along with some allied issues has been discussed in the present case. The name of the case is Shriram Transport Finance Company Limited versus Income Tax Officer, and this case has been reported in 460 ITR at page number 66. The matter has been decided by Madras High Court and the date of the judgment is 30th June 2022. In the present case, during the assessment proceedings, the assessing officer was of the opinion that whatever the amount has been booked as an expense by the assessee for hedging the foreign currency transactions is a speculative transaction and that should not be allowed to the assessee as an expense. Now, as all we know that in the transactions which are related to the import or export, the assessee has to make the payments to the persons from whom the assessee has purchased the goods, or the assessee has to receive the goods when the assessee has to receive the payment when the assessee exports the goods. So in that case, just to avoid any contingency or any future loss about the transactions, the assessee enters into hedging transactions. In the hedging transactions, the assessee tries to mark up or limit the loss which can happen to the assessee. The assessing officer said that according to section 43 subsection 5, which says that if there are any transactions which is related to the commodity or stock or shares, and if the transaction is completed without taking the delivery of the goods or stock or shares, those transactions are speculative transactions and they are not allowed as revenue expenditure to the assessee. Only the assessee has the option to cover up that loss from speculative gain. When this matter travelled to the Madras High Court, the Madras High Court elaborately dealt this matter. Madras High Court said that in the present case, the hedging of foreign currency is not covered in the definition of commodity or stock or shares according to section 43 subsection 5. The Madras High Court also referred section 2 clause 7 of the Sale of Goods Act, which says that the goods involve movable property other than actionable claim and money. Since the foreign currency is not goods and it is a money, so the money does not come into the definition of stock or shares or stock. So any transactions which is done for hedging the foreign currency does not come into the definition of section 43 subsection 5. And as all we know that according to section 43 subsection 5, the derivative transactions do not come into the definition of speculative loss. So it was the viewpoint of the court that the foreign currency cannot be called commodity and it is not covered by section 43 subsection 5 speculative transactions. Apart from this, in the present case, there was some bad debts which have been written off by the assessee and the assessee has claimed those bad debts. The court said that it is more than sufficient if the assessee has debited the amount of bad debts in its profit and loss account, then it will be sufficient to claim those bad debts. If the assessee is debiting the bad debts in the books which are as per the Income Tax Act, so the assessee can claim that amount as an expenditure. Apart from that, there were some issues which were related to the TDS. Some additions were made under section 40A clause IA. The plea of the assessee was that the TDS has been paid by some other person on behalf of the assessee, but the court said that it is the responsibility of the assessee to pay the TDS. the TDS of assessee cannot be paid by someone else. So it is the specific obligation of the assessee to pay the TDS, and the section of 40A clause IA will apply to the assessee. In this case, Delhi High Court also said that the employee stock option plan expenses will be revenue expenditure, and the assessee can claim these expenses as revenue expenditure. Regarding section 14A rule 8D, the court said that before applying the straight jacket formula according to section 14A rule 8D, it is the obligation of the assessing officer to reject the claim of the assessee if the assessee is saying that no expenditure is incurred by the assessee in incurring the exempt income, or if the assessee has come with some figure that this is the expenditure which was related to the exempt income. So until and unless the assessing officer denies that claim or brings on record some proof that the claim of the assessee is not justified, so without doing so, the assessing officer cannot directly jump to section 14A rule 8D formula. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Shri Ram Transport Finance Company Limited versus Income Tax Officer, and this case has been reported in 460 ITR at page number 66. The matter has been decided by Madras High Court, and the date of the judgment is 30th June 2022. Thank you, friends.